walking down the same old street, the prodigal son of no one, a title earned, not given. This quiet is a heavy crown for the bastard of this town.
Welcome to the Bastard, and I'm Paul. I'm the Bastard. So I know some people think that term means a bunch of bad stuff and all that, and I get that, but these are just facts, and the term doesn't bother me whatsoever. So just wanted to tell you my story, but before I begin, I just wanted to say that I'm going to talk about me and what happened to me, and I'm not trying to blow up anybody else's world, and so I'll leave all the names of the other people's I'll just leave their names out of it, just because I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to tell my story. Hopefully it'll help somebody out there. So, I had a normal life growing up. I had a sister, and my parents were cool, and they treated me well my whole life. And, things are going along. And, I would have thought everything's great, and I would have thought that we were pretty much of the ideal family. Then my mom passes away, and I start to gather up all her things, and my dad, we're now taking care of my father. He's got some mental problems, and, he's self-medicating, and so it's kind of difficult, but we're taking care of him. And so I'm digging around and trying to get their house in order, and I'm trying to gather all their paperwork and all this stuff. So I come across this box, and the box is, it's a safe deposit box, and, it's locked, and my dad keeps saying, let's open it, let's see what's in there. So my mom used to run around to different banks, and if you gave her a free toothbrush, she'd put money in your bank. And, we didn't even know all these banks that it were in. So we went around to all these different banks, and we were kind of having fun with it, me and my father. But this one box kept bothering him, and we didn't have the key. And I said, why don't we just wait till we find the key? And he's like, no, you can break into it. And I was like, so a couple months go by, I got this box. And then the box, he puts it by the front door, because he's staying at our house now. He puts it by the front door. So I was like, okay, what's this all about? So he wants me to break into the box. So we shake the box, and it's got coins in it, and he's thinking that there's some bonds in it or something. So one night, my wife's cooking for me and my father, and I decide to open the box, and we're all sitting in the kitchen. So I open up the box, and I don't want to look into it without him being present. So I get it open, I pry it open, I go in the garage, I pound it with a hammer, and so I get this thing open, and so I said, let's open in front of him. So I open up the box, and he's right. There's coins in there, there's a couple bonds in there. But then there's a piece of paper at the bottom. I open it up, and it says, this is the adoption papers for me. And I'm like, this can't be real. So I look, and there's a seal on it and stuff, and I look over at him, and I said, is there something you always wanted to tell me? He said, no, why? What's that? And I said, it's adoption papers. And he immediately goes, oh, we wanted to tell you when you were older, and then we wanted to tell you on our deathbed. Well, my mom had passed of a heart attack, and he was the dementia was kicking in more and more. So I didn't think that was a valid reason, but he said, you need to call your aunt. She knows all the details. So I call my aunt up, and I'm pretty upset at this point. And so she's crying, and I'm crying, let's be honest. And I'm like, is this real? And she's like, yeah. And so I just had a really close relationship with my parents, and they just never wanted to tell me until their deathbed, which, I got to accept that. So I start asking many, many questions. And, how crazy is it that you find out you're 55 years old and you find out that you've been adopted? And all these people knew, all family members knew, not every single one of them, but most family members knew. And, some of my friends knew because their parents knew. And it's just a hard pill to swallow. And yeah. So throughout these different episodes, I will go through and I'll tell you exactly how this went down and all the different turns that it took. But I just wanted to give you the first little bit of this, and so stay tuned. But I've taken enough of your time, and I appreciate you. We'll see you soon.